Alright, welcome to another quick look let's play. I have this screen up here. Actually, this is for the game Space Pirates and Zombies, which I'll go into in depth a little bit and show some of the gameplay and explain it. But I wanted to show the screen too. This is kind of the intro screen when you come into the game. Space Pirates and Zombies, or Spaz as it's also called, is created by Min-Max Games, which is a two-person company. And you can even see with the little note here it says that it was created by a two-person company working out of their homes. Because they couldn't find games like this anymore, and if they decided if they could find that kind of game, they were going to build it. And so by purchasing it, I mean, this is a true indie game, so that's pretty neat. Um, but anyway, this is a game that for me, um, I remember hearing about it quite a while ago, and let me go in and just turn the sound down just a little bit here. Um, this is a game I remember hearing about a few months ago. I think it actually came out back in August or September, I think, and which is about 2 months from now, earlier. And I know it was in beta for a while, and I think you could pay to get in and play the beta until it launched. And but one thing I'll admit, the name did confuse me because back when I first heard about it, I thought it was some kind of a casual indie game or something, and I saw some screenshots, and so then I kind of thought it was just just a shooter game, just level to level, kind of like Asteroids, dressed up shooter type thing. And I didn't really put some more research into it until a little bit later when I happened to catch a YouTube video about it. And then, of course, a lot of people have seen Total Biscuit's video about this game, and I saw that also after doing some research because I saw the game was on sale on Steam, actually. And the game is normally, I think it's normally only $20, I want to say, but I ended up getting it for like $12 or something. And anyway, I was pleasantly surprised. It's a really cool game. Reminds me a lot of kind of the old Star Control games. And we'll go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and load a game that's a couple hours in. This game's probably about 2.5 to 3 hours in. Um, there is a intro tutorial part that kind of goes through some dialogue. Kind of sets the game up. You're kind of starting out in Earth's system, and kind of working your way out. And I'll kind of show you the map here to give you an idea of what's going on as well once this is loaded up. Alright, when you load in, this is the big square ship here. That's kind of our mothership, and it's kind of your base of operations, and it moves around. And the ships that you control, right now I have 3 ships. I'm currently controlling this one, the larger one here in the middle, which is kind of a medium-sized ship, and then I have 2 smaller ones that are AI controlled. And you can see you get weapons like lasers, rockets that launch, things like that. But anyway, let me show you here. The way this game works, if you're not really familiar with it, is you kind of are traveling through the star map. Now, as you can see, this star map here, I think I left it on the default, which was about 225 systems, basically. And your main goal is you kind of follow a storyline. There is kind of a storyline, and you can see right now where I'm at on the storyline. I started out on this planet right here, the one with the number 1 on it, and you kind of work from system to system. So it started out in the Sol system, and then I worked into here to this, which the numbers kind of indicate levels, what level you need to be to get into that system. And I kind of went into the 5, the 6, and then now I'm over here at the 8. So I'm real early into the game. But you can see you kind of work your way up, and the goal is to get into the core here. So eventually, I would imagine, the goal is to get all the way here to 70. This is probably where you want to get. And as you can see, it's a long road. There's a lot of different branching paths. At the point I am on the story right now, I'm supposed to get here. So you can see it kind of highlighted here, this 18. So I'm going to kind of have to work my way up through here, to the 7 and the 13, and then at that point you can either, branch off and go this way, it looks like, or I could branch and go this way. Actually, this way is all 30, so that ain't going to work. I'm going to have to kind of go here, 13, and then 10, 7, 8, and then 18. So that's kind of that. Now the system that you're in, which, let's go back in this real quick. Okay, again, I'm right here on this little 8 system. And then so we go to the system map and look, and see here is the system that I am currently in. And this one is where I'm at now. If I unpause it, that's where I'm at. I'm sitting where my, mothership is stationed at currently. And then you have these different planets in the system that you can go around and do things at. There's two primary factions that you're dealing with most of the time. So unlike like a game like Star Control or Armada 2526 or one of those kind of games, you don't really pick like, say, 6, 7 AIs or however many you want, and they're kind of randomly. This game's, it's a little bit different in that respect, to where there's basically there's 3 actual AIs, but for a very long time early on you're only dealing with 2 of them, and the 2 other people that you're dealing with is the UTA. If you look in the top left hand corner up here, the UTA and civilian. And so in each system, though, one thing that's kind of odd, but you start to figure it out, is each system has different. It's kind of like your reputation is completely a new slate in each one that you go to. So, for instance, if you look here at this first one, UTA hates me, civilians like me. But if you look at this one, UTA is friend, civilians are enemy. So it's like the exact opposite. And then if you look at the 6, it's UTA likes me, civilian enemy. And then here if you look at 8, they both don't like me. UTA dislikes me and civilian hates me. And that's kind of because I went into one of these areas where they were fighting and kind of accidentally killed both of them. So I kind of got them both to hate me. But anyway, I'll give you a kind of an idea of what's going on. If you hover over these different objectives, it'll tell you, if you go into here, this will, UTA relations will go down there. Let's see, this one here, civ relations will go down, and civ relations up. So what's this civ relations down? UTA up. I want to get UTA up because I'm a little closer on them. So this is saying eliminate the civilian patrol to win over the UTA faction in this system. So if I go in here, I will get res, which res is like their money. Data reward is kind of like your experience, and then UTA relations go up. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go into here, and I'll kind of show you what some of the main gameplay looks like. Okay, so all my ships come in, so we're fighting right from the get-go here. And like I said, I'm controlling this one main ship. You do your different targeting. You can see my AI ships flying around. I'm launching some missiles right there. Okay, we got him. And when you destroy someone, you can kind of fly over and pick up data. You can pick up these tubes out here. These are actually crew that have been jettisoned. Okay, here's some other stuff to pick up here. Alright, there we go. We got more fighting. Let's try to pick up some of this guy. Okay, one of my guys is taking some good damage. Try and get this guy. The ones with the pointed brackets are the ones that you highlight. Now you can actually pause it. This is like a tactical mode. So I've actually paused it here, and you can see here's the ship that I'm controlling and my 2 guys that I'm helping. This guy is hurt, it looks like. But you can actually highlight everybody and say, hey, I want everybody to focus on this target. And then unpause it, and then that gets everybody on the same target, basically. Okay, so we got him blowed up. I got one more over here, it looks like. Let's try and get some missile launches on him. Okay, 3 got destroyed, so I just hit the number 3, and I'm rebuilding that ship. Now, you will lose crew. If you look up in the top left-hand corner, there's kind of 3 currencies up there. You can see res, which is kind of the money, which is actually kind of like ore, which you sell, which early on they kind of give you a storyline that explains some of that. Let me get down here and keep fighting. The goons is kind of like personnel. When you kill these guys, the pods come out, and you can kind of pick them up, and you actually will jettison some of them if they don't want to be a part of your crew. It's pretty funny. You kind of see them yell and everything. Oh, that was a bad missile launch. Guy was too close. You got to really be aware. You use WASD to move, so like if you watch my ship here, I can shift left, shift right, back up, forward. This ship isn't real maneuverable compared to them smaller ones. I lost another ship there. Okay, we got that guy. Okay, let's get back over here. Some more pods there. But see, I'm full. I don't think I can take on any more crew, so that's why those. I'm not really bothering to pick those pods up. I don't think I can pick any more up. See, crew maxed. Yeah, I can't get those. Again, this is a little bit larger civilian ship up here. Usually, a lot of times, it's kind of almost like a mini boss thing where you end up coming up against a slightly tougher guy. Okay, and get some missile launches on him. His shields are almost down. Got him. And we gotta level up, pick up some loot. I mean, it's almost kind of like an action RPG with spaceships to some respect. I got goons cloned, which I actually am not really sure what that means. I'm still in the learning phases on this game. Okay, so that mission was complete, and it says it was complete. You can see in the bottom corner, I ranked up with stuff. You can go around and pick up this thing as your gate, that thing with the little circle around it, and you'll see we jettison ore, and then it picks it up. See that it kind of beamed it all in? That's the res. That's the currency. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pause this. Now what we can do is we can go in here and we'll go back to the system map. Okay, the yellow ones are usually some kind of events, comets, things to investigate. It says a comet's been detected in the area, may contain valuable resources. So we could jump over there and check that out. So let's go and do that real quick, just to give you an idea and see what's going on. Alright, so if we look here, okay, we have an enemy ship here, it looks like. So I'm going to tell everybody to go attack that. And then we have a comet coming towards us that we want to investigate. So let me zoom out a little bit here. Go ahead and try and get him blown up before it gets here. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. That's probably not the way you want to handle that. Although I'm gonna pick up a lot of ore and other stuff from this. But I lost 2 ships. I was too close when it exploded. So note to self: when a huge asteroid is flying towards you, don't let it run into you to blow it up. That's usually not the way you want to handle that situation. Let me get back to my medium ship. Alright, there we go. So we did get some ore and picked up some items from there. There's other things too, like these little canisters here. This orange canister is kind of like an explosive thing. So when you in a battle, sometimes those can blow up and cause, you know, AOE damage, so to speak. But let's go ahead and go on the systems map. We'll go back to our home con. Now, if you look up at the map up there, UTA up in the top left, UTA is now neutral. They used to dislike me, but now they're neutral. So we improved things there. Now, one thing that's really neat about this game is, you know, obviously you're working through these sectors, doing these quests, doing your faction. Part of the reason you're messing with your faction is because you're trying to upgrade your ships and plans and things like that. So for instance, the first thing I'll show you is the hangars here. As your mothership gets bigger, you get more hangars to have more ships. You can come in here and look, and for instance, here is that medium ship you've seen me flying there. You got different things you can outfit, like I've unlocked these medium missiles, these blue ones, so you can actually upgrade different missile types and weapon types. You can have focal emitters, it's kind of like a laser, the laser you saw me shooting. You have missiles, which are kind of like lock-ons, and then you have cannons, which I didn't really show you those. Cannons are pretty powerful, my understanding. From reading the forums is that they're, you know, one of the more powerful weapon types, but it takes a little more aiming, you know, kind of skill shotting, if you know that from, you know, I don't know, kind of the Defense of the Ancients type games. It's a skill shot type thing, so you can't really lock on, you just got to kind of aim it. So it's a little more difficult. And then over here you can upgrade engines, shields, things like that. I did get better engines. You know, I started off here with surplus engines, and then I upgraded to basic engines. So, like I said, I'm early in the game still. Up here you can have fleet specialists, which are kind of guys that just add stats, which I think I did get a new one, but I think the one I'm using is better because these are elite, I think. And then the big thing is right here. So here you go, you can see this is how you unlock different ships and build them. And it goes from tiny all the way up to huge, which these are really cool. I've seen some videos for them. I mean, you get big ships with tons of guns on them. It's pretty impressive. Like, for instance, here, this is a new one I just got the plans for. The way you get the plans is either by buying them from stations. When you're in a system and you're friendly, like with either UTC or civilians, you can go to some of their stations and buy plans sometimes. The other way is to actually kill them and get their black boxes to reverse engineer the plans, I guess. Well, actually, the plans from the stations, make a correction there. Actually, those aren't for ships, I don't think. That's only for weapons. So you can buy weapon upgrades at the stations, but the ship ones are only black box through killing them. So I killed like 3 or 4 of these gold ships, and then now I'm able to build them because my guys have figured out how to do it. So that's a new ship. It says it's, oh, these are the mass bomb ones. I've seen them before. They has a bomber mount. That's pretty new. I might have to play around with that, where you kind of almost, you kind of shoot a barrel of explosives out that drifts out and then detonates near the target. It's kind of like a torpedo type thing, a little bit, I don't know. But that's pretty neat. I mean, you can kind of unlock through all these ships and get some pretty cool ships later on. The other thing is that the game does have a skill tree, kind of similar to like a Diablo action RPG type tree, where you can actually train into different areas, like hull, shields. Like right now I've been putting a lot into shields. You can turrets, bombs, which has to do with that new ship I just have. So you can actually put skill points as you level. I'm level 13 right now, into these different areas, which that's pretty cool too. And of course then there's a quest log here. You can see the quest that I'm on is, like I showed you on the map, is to get up to where that green arrow is at up here. So that's going to take a little while for me to actually get up to that area. But it's a pretty neat game. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of do a quick video to show people kind of what the game looks like, what you're doing. It does have kind of action RPG-ish and spaceship action to it. But it does have some skill progression. It has some cool ship customization and building. And it's a pretty neat game. Kind of takes some things from action RPGs, puts it with a little bit of a Star Control feel to it, and it's a great game, especially considering it came from 2 developers working on it. I mean, it's really impressive, and they seem to be very supportive. They do a lot of additions. It's Halloween right now. It's October, so they just actually released a Halloween mod that I guess changes some of the way the ships look, and when you blow ships up, instead of it being debris, it's candy, stuff like that. So you could play with that if you wanted to. But anyway, it's a cool game, and I definitely recommend it. Check it out. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. But anyway, there you go. There's Spaz. I highly recommend it. It's really worth playing it. Oh, and it does not have multiplayer. It's only a single-player game. So no, there's not going to be any multiplayer combat going on as far as I know. But it really doesn't need it for this type of a game. So anyway, there you go. Thanks.